Well, hello all you fine people out there in YouTube land. I've got right here a Remington 870, one of the most prolific shotguns on the face of the planet. If you know somebody that's got an old pump action shotgun, chances are going to be pretty good. It's a Remington 870. Now, my Maverick 88 disassembly and cleaning video was so popular, I figured, you know what? I'll go ahead and knock one out with this bad boy. This is a Remington Model 870 Express Youth. It's a 20 gauge, has a 21-inch barrel, the standard 4-shot magazine, and of course, like pretty much every other Remington shotgun out there, it comes with the magazine, the 3-shot plug. So, here's what we're going to do. To disassemble, this is not a cleaning video, this is merely a disassembly and reassembly video. To disassemble this, first we are going to start by taking the action and making sure that the weapon is in fact unloaded. You can see there, no shell in the chamber. You can see the magazine followers, no shells in the magazine. Gun is unloaded. Now, the first step, you're going to push the action about halfway forward. Unscrew the magazine cap here at the end. This should only be finger tight. It doesn't have to be freaking farmer tight. Set that aside where you're not going to lose it. If we were putting in the 3-shot plug, which is going to be a separate video closer to bird season, you would be messing with this right here, but we're not going to mess with that for right now. Right now I'm just worried about taking the gun apart for a good cleaning, reassembling it back together. So, next step after you take the magazine cap off, you are going to slide the barrel out. You don't have to jerk, you don't have to twist. Just gently slide it out and it'll pop right on out. Now, next, there is a shell latch right here. You're going to push down on that, the left shell latch. I'm trying to get it where you can see it, but it's not working out too well. Now, there's a little claw right here, just in front of the magazine follower inside the receiver. What you're going to do, you're going to stick your hand in here, press down on it, and it's supposed to come out. And it's awkward as hell. There we go. Alright, now you're looking at your firing group. You've got the fore end, the part that you rack back and forth, sitting on, you've got the action bars right here. Sitting on the action bars is your bolt, and the little plate that it sits on, I'm trying to remember what it's called. This comes off, it just lifts right off. This comes off, it also just lifts right off. You can further disassemble this bolt if you honestly, truly, really wanted to. This little part right here comes out. This is your action lock. This is the part, this little metal thing on the top is what locks the bolt in place once the shell is loaded. And if you look inside the receiver there, right here, if you look very closely, you'll see a change in elevation. That's what that hook latches onto to keep the bolt from slamming back. Now, the gun's disassembled, and like I said, this isn't an actual cleaning video, so I'm not going to clean it. I need to clean it, but I need to buy some cleaning supplies. The next step is to pop out these little friction pins here and here. Now, seeing as this gun is still relatively new, these pins are a bitch and a half. Oh, that's the easiest that has ever come out. Then you're going to do the same thing here. Just pop it out very carefully. There we go. And of course, now you are going to be a twat. I hate these damn friction pins. Take them out, stick them off to the side where they're not going to be lost. And then your trigger and fire controls all slide out as one package. That's your hammer right there, that little piece. And if you see that little hook on the hammer right here, that's where it engages the sear, which is this little metal piece right here. Comes back. When you rack the slide back, it pushes the hammer back and cocks it, and it locks it in place. You're ready to go. This right here is your action lock. This is what keeps the this is what actuates that little hump on the top of the bolt that keeps the action from slamming open when it fires. If you push down on this, you see the levers actuating and moving that down out of the way. Guns are very, very, very simple machines, and all you need to do is just dive right on in and take them apart. That being said, you also need the confidence to dive right on in and put them back together, and put them back together correctly. All of this information can be found in your owner's manual. If you don't have an owner's manual for your gun, say you bought it used at a pawn shop, or you bought it used from a friend or a relative, and they don't have their owner's manual, you can easily get in contact with the manufacturer of your weapon and get a new owner's manual. 9 times out of 10, they'll send it to you for nothing more than the price of shipping. Remington will do it for free. So, you're going to take the fire control group, and you're going to put it and slide it right on back into place. And sometimes it can be a little bit of a bitch. Oh, look at there. Make sure your holes on your fire controls are lined up, on your trigger group are lined up with the holes in your receiver for the pins, and slip them in. And you might need a little bit of assistance to get them to go all the way, so very, very, very carefully just tap them down. A rubber mallet works best for this, but unfortunately I don't have one. So I'm having to improvise here a little bit. And I just got to make damn sure I don't scratch this thing, because there's nothing worse than a scratched up old ugly gun. If it comes with time and natural wear and tear, that's one thing, but just willy-nilly smacking stuff with a damn tool, that's a completely different story. Now when you go to put your bolt group back together, you want to take this little plate and make sure that the rounded end is towards the rear of the bolt, like such. This is the front with your extractor claw and whatnot. Bam. And now you've properly installed this, and like I said, it doesn't snap into place, there's no screws, it just sits right on it. Gravity holds it in place. Then you're going to take the action bars, and you see those little grooves right there at the end, and again it just rests on it. You just have to make sure you line it all up, like such. Then, take it, line it up with the hole inside the forearm for the magazine tube, slide it in, hit that latch again, excuse me, hit the right latch, the right magazine latch from down below, press it down before you shove it in, because otherwise it'll push up against it and you won't get it in. So when you're pushing it in, make sure you're pressing down on this right latch. To take it out, left latch. To put it back in, right latch. Now, now it's resting up against the action lock. So you're going to hit this little tab right here, just in the front of the trigger. Hit that, hold it down, and now your bolt and your action and everything is back in place as it should be. To put the barrel back on, you're going to rack it back, put it about halfway forward, pretty much where when they say halfway, pretty much what you're really looking for is where the wood meets up with the front end of the receiver of the weapon. And that's really what you got to look for. You ain't actually got to break out a ruler or anything like that and measure, you know, the length and the width and get it exactly halfway. Is just even it up with the front of this metal receiver. The very back of this wood with the front of this receiver, you're good. Then you're going to take your barrel once again, and it just slides right into place. Your magazine cap goes right back on, and again, as I said earlier at the beginning of the video, finger tight. It doesn't have to be all this crazy, you know, you got to get a pipe wrench and put some WD-40 on it and, you know, break it free with a cheater bar. Just finger tight. Get it as tight as you can with your fingers. That's good enough. Then your function test. Now again, make sure this thing is unloaded. Right there. Right there. Magazine empty, no shells in the gun. To function test, put it back forward, pull the trigger, you hear the hammer discharge, hold the trigger down, rack it back, and you should hear, and then let up on the trigger very slowly, and you should hear a click. Then fire again. Now that click, you know, where I'm not too sure how well you heard it, but you saw my finger jump forward ever so slightly. That is the sear resetting. That's the hammer, that's the trigger re-engaging with the sear. And the next time you pull the trigger, the sear will drop. Now the next step, you want to take it and put it on safety. That red means it's on fire. Now it's on safe. You see there's no red here, it's on safe. Pull the trigger. The gun is cocked. The gun is cocked. Nothing's happening. Take it off safety. Once again, you'll see the red band right there on the safety button. There you go. And that is how you disassemble and reassemble a Remington Model 870 shotgun. The disassembly process is pretty much the same for all of them. The Remington 870 Super Mags the Super Mag models have a couple of extra steps in there, but for just your regular old Remington 870s, 410s, 12 gauges, 20 gauges, 16 gauges, just the regular, pretty much any single Remington 870 out there that doesn't have Super Mag in the name, this is how it comes apart and how it goes back together when you're cleaning it. and you're going to do it exactly. The cleaning is going to be done exactly like it would be in my Maverick Model 88. You're just going to hit every surface with some kind of a rag or some kind of a pipe cleaner or Q-tips, and get all that dirt and crime and fouling and unburnt powder residue off the metal, and then wipe it down with fresh lubricants, slap it back together, function check it, and there you go. But the cleaning itself, the actual act, is done no differently than any of my other gun cleaning videos. But now, this is how you take apart a Remington Model 870 series shotgun. I thank y'all for watching. I hope you found this video to be entertaining and educational. And I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it for y'all. That being said, this is the NRA Man Forever, reminding you that united we stand, and divided we fall. Join the NRA today.